everybody. I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks Live, Saturday, February 7th. Hanging with Christopher. What's up, Christopher? Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. And let's see. Today, I'm going to talk about Generation Z. I read an article recently. I know y'all love it when I read articles. Oliver Russ, what's up, Oliver? Glad to see you. I read this article that Generation Z, they did a study, did a poll or whatever, and I guess they're super lonely, right? They're a real lonely generation. Mr. Hurst, what's up, Hurst? And the reason they're so lonely is because they can't be friends with anybody who disagrees with them, who doesn't believe what they believe. And, as adults, we know that, there's a lot of topics throughout the entirety of life to which others can disagree with you on, right? So that's a whole lot of reasons not to talk to someone, not to be friends with someone. Just disagreement. That's a very broad topic. So, you're not going to have a lot of friends if you can't stand to be disagreed with, especially when you have this entire culture that Gen Z has, based on feelings. Because I might feel a different way than you do today, and we can disagree on something. You might feel that dogs are bad today because your dog shit on your living room floor, and I feel like they're good because my dog didn't shit on my floor. He shit outside where he's supposed to. So we disagree on that today, so now we're not friends anymore. When you have this really wishy-washy, transitory society based on feelings and emotion and shit, and then you're gonna just ostracize everyone who disagrees with you. You're doomed to loneliness. You must be lonely. There's no other option. I mean, literally within a week, you'll have to ostracize every single person you know, because everybody's going to disagree with you on one thing or another. Tripwire, Raziel, Jeff 7, what's up? Wayne Beatty, what's up, Wayne? Shannon, hey, Shannon. Dog Karma, what's up, Dog Karma? Glad to see you here. Dogs are never bad, Roz. My dog Wiley, he's bad sometimes, but he's bad on purpose. He likes being bad. Yeah. Yeah, me and my wife gets mad at me because I'll call him bad dog. She says he can understand me. Yeah, it cracks me up. But yeah, and this whole I don't know, what do you want to call it? It's a culture, I guess. It's a culture of feelings and emotions and all this stuff. So everything just revolves around, one's feelings or their emotions in the moment. And Generation Z is, I don't know what you want to call it, brainwashed or whatever. They're sort of a product of their environment, just like we are sort of. Everybody is a product of their environment to one degree or another. At some point in life, adults need to wake up to that and realize, that, they've been brainwashed to a certain point. I mean, Generation X is the tough, post-apocalyptic, self-reliant generation. I mean, we have those things in common for a reason because of the times we grew up in. Now, Generation Z grew up in the times where everybody's squishy and emotional and, shitting themselves if they don't get to see their therapist often enough, so it's part of the reason is the times they grew up in. I am I'm hopeful that they'll grow out of a lot of that shit. They'll grow up and look around and say, "Hey, this shit's pretty stupid," you know. But a lot of them probably won't, probably won't. But having said that, at the same time, you have some common sense, level-headed Gen Zers too. I mean, just as much as we have some whack job Gen Xers. Hey, you'd be surprised how many Gen Xers get in the comments and just say the goofiest shit, Um, and I'm just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. But they'll get it. They'll get in the comments and say a bunch of shit that I didn't even say, and comment on things that I didn't even say. Just make shit up, making up reasons to be mad and stuff. I'm like, I didn't even say that shit. What are you talking about? But yeah, but somehow they just my video makes them mad. that really does crack me up. It makes them angry, living and active, what's up? I watch videos, and I watch some of these talking heads, and I disagree with them. They're stupid, some of them, but they don't make me angry because they have an opinion or they think something. It just doesn't make me angry. I don't know. I just, it doesn't. They can't reach inside me and change my feelings with their words. They're not that powerful. Oh yeah, I saw Beekeeper Jeff 7. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like old Jason Statham. Bad for a bone. Yeah, Roz. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Hope you have a good weekend, living. Yeah, Tripwire. Tell them what to think in text, in cursive, with punctuations and a thumbs up. Oh, they'd have a meltdown, dude. Yeah. Probably give them a eating disorder and shit reading just one text like that. You had a Budweiser yesterday. It helped. Yeah. You wash your brain at least once a week. Yeah. Where's Jim Bot? Jim Bot's not here, is he? I think we ran him off, Shannon. Yeah, take the warning labels off everything. Yeah, and just let Mother Nature sort it out. You know that some of those warning labels are so stupid. Don't drink, don't drink the contents of a battery. Yeah, that kind of shit. Oh man, Robert, what's up, Robert? Glad to see you here. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 We do welcome the commentary, but come on, sometimes the shit's just ridiculous. I mean, if people comment on a video, they should stick to what the person said. Don't just make shit up. Literally making shit up to argue about. If you didn't say that, then go find a video where that shit was actually said. You're mad about something, so you just pick a random video and rage about it. I don't know. That stuff is a little weird to me. Yeah, yeah, Christopher. I don't know. I don't know about taking things personally. I really just don't. Um, Trying to think. Uh, I really just don't. I used to, I guess. I would take things personally when I was younger, but I just don't really anymore. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. Some people are gonna think what I have to say is semi intelligent, hopefully, and a lot of people are gonna think everything that comes out of my mouth is useless, drivel. So to each their own. Everybody's got their own opinions on shit. I look at the artwork hanging on the walls all over the world. A lot of that shit selling for millions of dollars, literally selling for millions of dollars. I wouldn't give a bag of dirt for that shit. I would not hang that shit on my wall. You couldn't pay me to hang that shit on my wall. It's just stupid looking. I wouldn't want to look at that shit. I'd hang it, with the painting facing the wall. I just look at the back of the cardboard, the cardboard, whatever that the thing is on the back, the back of the painting. I'd rather look at that. Some of that shit is just dumb, but people pay millions of dollars for it. So, whatever. It's all just opinions. You know what I mean? People are going to have their opinions about me. So who gives a shit, right? His Invisibleness. What's up, His Invisibleness? Glad to see you here. Been up since 11? Damn, Christopher, yeah. I had a night like that last night. No, night before last. I woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't get back to sleep. Oh, okay. An example of an angry Gen X or Gen bot. Yeah, Shannon, exactly. Yep. Yeah. And I bet he's a lonely person. I just, I don't know. I'm not talking from any, I'm just saying that I would suppose that he's a lonely person. And that's why he does that kind of shit, but he doesn't have the tact or whatever to engage people in an inviting way. He's brash and irritating. Yeah, do not use for dental work. Found on a router, living and active. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, they are because somebody was dumb enough. Yep. You troll yourself on your own comments, living. I haven't done that yet. Yeah. No, I haven't done that yet. If I was gonna do that, I'd do the opposite. I'd be like, "Oh, you're awesome, dude." You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd be the opposite way. Yeah, yeah, Robert. Yeah, it's just and it goes both ways. No matter how it is, every single person on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, some people like them and they're going to get on there and tell them how great they are, and some people despise them and they're going to get on there and tell them what a piece of shit they are. So, that's just something that that's par for the course. You know what I mean? Uh, People are going to hate me and everything I have to say. So, that's just par for the course. Getting upset about it, that is the thing that people mistakenly do. Getting upset about that shit. It's the old adage, everybody opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. I mean, that's true. Everybody's got an opinion, and none of them matter. You know what I mean? The only opinion that matters about you is your opinion of yourself, literally. Maybe your boss's opinion of you, so they don't fire you. But other than that, everybody else can just go jump in a lake. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trip. How are they watching Fallout? That thumbs up emoji being a microaggression just blows my mind. The whole microaggression thing, right? The fact that there are microaggressions, that they had to invent something to be upset about. That's all that is. Think about it. They invented something to be upset about. And that's something that uh, Gen X never did. We didn't go searching around looking for shit to be upset about. We searched around looking for things to do to have fun, to make life better, not to make life worse. Yeah, yeah, Robert. You don't have to go on the lam. Yeah, yeah, Jackson Pollock. Yeah, banana duct tape to a wall, Jeff Seven. Jeff Seven, what's up? Well, I saw that too. I've seen that too. And then there's another art that's invisible, and you're supposed to, your mind, you're supposed to make up the art in your mind. Just stupid shit, really dumb shit. It's just dumb. And we all have our opinions of it. People are going to go look at that blank wall or that banana and think that the creator was a genius. And I'm going to look there and say, these are some retarded sons of bitches wasting their time and their effort and energy on this stuff. I don't know who's more stupid, the people who came up with the idea or the people who are clapping and fawning over the idea, right? Just whatever. Yeah, Fallout's a good show, Hurst. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the opinion of 10,000 men are worthless if they know nothing of the subject. Marcus Aurelius, Robert. Yeah, yep. Revenue Marines, hanging with Christopher. All right. Tomcat, what's up, Tomcat? Glad to see you here. Rex Chaoticus, how's it going, man? Glad you could make it, Rex. Yeah. Yeah, Rusty dude. What's up, Rusty? Yeah, we all had little groups like that. Had the tough guy, the smart guy, the cool chick. Yeah. Yep. Just another guy in the woods. What's up? Are we the apocalypse? Yeah, we might be, dude. It might get to the point where Gen X just goes off like a nuke, right? Dread Assembly, hey. Yeah, yeah, emotions make people irrational, Dread Assembly, yeah. How's it going, Boomer? That's awesome, Hurst. Yeah. Living, yeah, that's crazy, dude. Boomer cussed you out, accused you of faking your disability. That's insane, dude. Oh, AWOL, what's up, AWOL? Yeah, half a day ahead of us and 10 years behind us. All right. Hope you have a great day too, AWOL, or evening or night, I guess, huh? Yeah, someone will buy it living. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Blue paint sponge on a stick, Shannon. Yes. What the hell, To each their own. You know what I mean? To each their own. I don't give a shit if somebody wants to go, drive for an hour and sit there in a stale ass room and stare at a banana duct taped to a wall. I don't care. No skin off my nose. You know what I mean? But but that just illustrates the point that a lot of people like different shit and dislike different shit. If I was standing there next to that person, I'd be looking at that damn banana and look over at that person. I'd be trying like, what the hell is going on here? You know, why is this person in love with this damn banana? And I'm sure a lot of people do that with YouTube creators, and as a YouTube creator, you've got to take that shit with a grain of salt. Some people are going to love you, some people are going to hate you, whatever. But that goes in life too, in the everyday life. You can't get upset by everyone that doesn't like you or doesn't agree with you or whatever, because someone has a different opinion than you. That doesn't make them a bad person or uh, anything. And Gen Z is actually writing people off. The children write their parents off because they voted for Trump or they didn't vote for Trump or whatever. These younger kids are writing their parents completely off, because they disagree with them. And that's a generational thing. And I haven't looked into it, but it would not surprise me if that it's a thing that's being supported or promoted through therapy. These therapists are, it's toxic. You got to cut out the toxicity out of your life. Another new term that we see is toxic. Everything is toxic, and your main pathway to happiness is to cut out all toxicity, right? So that I see that a lot, and that's what these kids are doing. You know, they're cutting all that stuff out of their lives, and they're cutting out the people who love them. They're cutting out friends and relatives and stuff, and they're cutting out all the best things in life because they disagree with them, and they're toxic. So yeah, these kids got to wake up sometime, someday, and stop this dumb shit. Michelle, Lyrene, what's up? Glad to see y'all. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna promote a channel. I put the link down in the description of this video. It's Crash Talks Media, another Gen Xer who we see pretty often here in the comment section of ours. His content is discipline, midlife clarity, starting over after setbacks, real motivation for real people, no fluff, no hype, no scams. And that's Crash Talks Media. So like I said, I put the link down in the description of this video. If you would, please go check out Crash Talks Media. Again, I'll reiterate, if you like the channel and you plan on watching more of his stuff, then subscribe. If you don't, then don't subscribe, because that actually hurts YouTube creators to have a bunch of people subscribe to their channel and then not watch any of their videos, right? So don't do that. Don't just go over there and subscribe blindly. Check out his content if you would, and all the rest if you haven't done it yet. Please take a minute and check out Living and Active, Just Another Guy in the Woods, and the others who are down in the description of this video. Give them a minute and see if you like their content, and help support other Gen Xers like myself and you. We got to support each other. Yeah, we can never be more than arm length away from petroleum-based Oh yeah, that shit's in everything, Hurst. Everything now, almost literally everything. Our food. What is that true, Rise? That banana was just a banana. Some maintenance guy taped it to a wall, and some idiot bought it. Yeah, but the overall the overall idea still stands, still holds ground, still holds water. Somebody thought it was art and bought it. Yeah. Yeah, AWOL, sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us. Yeah. Words to live by, AWOL. Melody, did Melody show up? I didn't see Melody. Somebody talking to Melody. There she is. Hey, Melody. Glad to see you here. Was when the old lady calls you weird for slang. Art is nature. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, tripwire, anti-toxic boot. Yeah. Oh, all right, Shannon. Yeah, well, yeah. Now, some of them, uh, Robert, the modern liberal, yeah, that you can't, you can't, uh, you can rather cut them out of your lives. I mean that you can go too far with that shit. But a modern liberal is a different animal. But what I'm more talking about is somebody who might have a liberal idea, right? Who might want to conserve environments. The when the liberal of our day, right? The liberal of our day wanted to conserve the spotted owl and save, rescue the whatever, and all this. Um, and it was okay to be a little liberal back then, and it's okay to be a little liberal now. You can have your liberal ideas and your conservative ideas, and try to find some kind of common sense middle ground with the stuff that fits well within your moral and ethical guidelines. Um, but for the people who are just all the way on the left or all the way on the right, it's hard to be around extremists of any stripe, in my opinion. You can't afford more than one subscribe, Melody. Oh, you're welcome. Just another guy in the woods. MJ, what's up, MJ? Glad to see you here. All right. Yeah, good to hear it, MJ. Yeah, exactly, Robert. An exchange of ideas without it devolving into insults and accusations and all this stuff. And what I see mostly is the media telling you that I'm the enemy, right? Society at large, the media, the institutions tell you that I'm your enemy because I don't believe what you believe. So I'm the one who's wrecking the world. I'm just paying my bills, but because I don't think that illegal immigration is good for the United States. You're told to hate me, right? Raziel, thank you, Roz. Who won? AWOL. All right, AWOL. Congratulations. Tomorrow morning we have a members only video when we talk about ancient technology. Right now, that's the subject we're on. So I invite you to check out that video tomorrow, AWOL. The live stream tomorrow. So that's awesome. Thanks again, Raziel, and congratulations, AWOL. How will Gen X help you survive? Help us survive? Well, I think just being who we are will help a lot of people survive, no matter what comes, whether it's an apocalypse, which, I kind of hope for, as y'all know, or just tough times ahead, and maybe that is how human beings survive, because there's always a Generation X. Maybe there's always a Generation X, right? Um, in every given time span. There's always one generation that will dig their heels in and do what needs to be done and drag humanity kicking and screaming through whatever the universe throws at us. Maybe that's how we stayed alive this long. Yeah, they're not allowed to be friends with you, and that's the thing with liberals, Hurst, is that you don't have to worry about not being around them. They're not going to be around you, you know. So yeah, I do too. Yep, I do too, MJ. I've got some conservative values and some liberal values. Not, but no progressive wackadoo current values. When you talk about liberal, You have to go back in time, honestly, and look at, because the liberal mindset, the liberal whole idea has evolved so far as to be completely insane now. When I was a kid, what are conservatives now used to be Democrats, liberal Democrats. My grandparents were Democrats. All right. Nowadays, hopefully my grandparents are all dead, but hopefully they would have sense. They wouldn't be the old people we see now spanking Trump dolls and shit. They would be conservative now. That has changed. So when I talk about liberals, I'm talking about well, it depends on how I'm using the word, I guess. But right now, I'm talking about old school liberals. Conserve the planet. Don't poison our food. Eat good, healthy food. These used to be liberal things. Liberals, and it's just changed so much. It's hard. Maybe nowadays I'm not liberal at all. I just think I am because I'm still living in 1980. In my head. So maybe I wouldn't be classified as liberal at all in today's day and age. Duct tape rules the world, Melody. Yeah, got it on your ceiling. That's awesome. That's Gen X right there, hardcore. Yeah, Robert. Tomcat, we have the possibility now of true quantum. We're true. I don't even understand that, Tomcat. You have to you have to break that down so a dumbass like me can understand it. Yeah, yeah, humans start thinking like machines. I don't know. They need to think a little more like machines and get rid of all these damn emotions, though. Quit thinking with their feelings. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Melody. I appreciate it. Yeah, we don't have to think. Exactly, Michelle, and that's the problem with them. More bacteria cells than human cells. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hurst, if they weren't sending our money to 171 countries around the world, imagine what it would be like. Imagine what it would be like if they only taxed us for what was actually needed to run the country and didn't just give it away to the rest of the world and give it away to the rest of the imported third world who come in here and scam it off of us, right? Uh, Imagine if they only taxed us that much. We could run this country very successfully off of probably a 3% tax, I would guess. And that's probably twice as much as they would need. But we keep electing lawyers to run this country for us. And this is what we get as a society. I'm not saying each of you elect lawyers. I'm just saying as a society, as a whole, boomers have done it for decades, and that's just the way it is now. And uh, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect any lawyers. There are some good lawyers out there, I'm sure, but we can't keep electing lawyers to run our country and expect it to get better. Period. End of story. That's not going to happen. Yeah, Michelle, another form of control. Yeah, Roz. Yeah, just stop wrecking the world. Yeah. What a novel idea, Raziel. Stop destroying the planet that we're living on. I don't know. Could we try that for a week? Right? Maybe. Let's see. Could we try that for a week? Stop killing each other for a week. Stop wasting all our money. Stop on, we waste our money to destroy the world. It's just insane. They rob us and spend the money on destroying the world and killing each other. And and what do? We elect them again. and not us individuals. I'm saying as a society, as a whole, humanity as a whole. They're doing it in other countries all over the world. It's not just America. Um, so yeah, and we keep doing the same shit over and over again, and then we get mad and upset because the world is the way it is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, some way I've known millennials who were more Gen X and and Gen Jones, who they're just not necessarily Gen X, but they're more like us than they are like their own generation, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who you're talking about. Are you talking about ICE or you're talking about protesters? They're both doing it. So, Robert, um, I don't agree with any of it. Citizens shouldn't be harassed. Citizens shouldn't be stopped from doing their normal thing. Period. From anyone. Oh, okay, MJ. Yeah, a lot of people did. A lot of people did. Grew up Democrat. But that whole Democrat Republican thing. That's one of the biggest psyops. But jokes, magic tricks that's been pulled on all of us. Right? I never have. I was just too far outside the whole thing to ever, be a Republican or a Democrat ever in my whole life. But a lot of people are. They either get on one side of that fence or the other, and we just got to wake up and realize there is no fence. That whole fence is just one big lie, right? It's just bullshit. Vince McMahon politics. Good lawyers are overworked. Yeah, Christopher, I'm sure they are. Holy shit. Yeah, they don't read, MJ. Yup. AI teaches them how to do everything or does everything for them. They use AI at work. Yeah, all that shit. Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. Yeah. I think that reliance on tech is going to be their their Achilles heel, Tripwire. Yeah, Marine. Ungrateful people, yeah. Yeah, Dread Assembly. Well, I try to pay attention to all of them. The rich, powerful corporations pay the politicians that we elect and to stab us in the back and rob us. That's basically how it goes. Yeah, you can't kill anyone for a whole week, Roz. Yeah, yeah. Put your bow and arrow away. Drones, living and active. Oh, okay. You're talking to Tripwire. Jen Jones here. Jeff Seven. Boomers suck. Yeah. Oh yeah. God, we've talked about respect before. God's Marine. And I'm of the opinion that when I first meet a stranger, the my default position is respectful. Respect is something that I give freely and that is yours to lose. That's just it costs me nothing, absolutely nothing. So respect is my default position, and that's just where I'm at with that. The whole idea of you got to earn my respect, that's foreign to me. I can't wrap my mind around that. late boomer from 63. Now, there are good boomers. You know, we hack on boomers a lot and we hack on Gen Z, but there are good boomers out there and there are good Gen Z, you know, kids out there with some common sense. They're just few and far between from what it looks like to me. Yeah, alligators climb fences, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that cult mentality, MJ. Yeah, that's not good for anybody. I mean, we all need to think as individuals and form our own opinions and come to our own conclusions. You know, I would say don't listen to anyone and just march right along with what they say. Listen to them, but don't listen to them and then just march right along with what they say. Think about what they say. Think about what I say. I say that my default position is to give everyone respect, and then it's theirs to lose from that point on. You know, when I first meet someone, a stranger, I'm respectful, and it's up to them. They can lose that respect or they can keep it. Right now, maybe that doesn't work for you. Think about it. I'm just saying, think about it. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything except to think for yourself. Uh, we none of us, and you know, I understand I'm preaching to the choir here with a lot of y'all, but other people will come by and watch these videos, and that's who I'm really talking to. Um, is think for yourselves. Don't follow the herd. Um, Step outside, watch the herd go by, and think about what the hell is actually happening, because the herd a lot of times will lead you to the slaughterhouse. Crash Talks, what's up? There he is. Hey, there's Crash Talks there. His That's who I was talking about earlier. That's who I was talking about earlier, everyone. The link's in my description down there. Crash Talks Media. So thanks for showing up, Crash. I appreciate it, dude. Oh, all right. Older gen. Yeah, that seems how that's the way it is. Um, Except when you're talking about Gen X, right? Jeff Boyardee, what's up? Jeff Boyardee. Hell yeah. Glad to see you here, Jeff. Now, except when you're talking about Gen X, you know, um, older Gen Xers, they don't, you know, they're still Gen Xers, solid hardcore Gen Xers. They don't like lean toward the previous generation, and the younger Gen Xers don't lean toward millennial views. You know what I mean? They don't tend to be more like millennials. If you were born in the late '70s, you're a Gen Xer. You know what I'm saying? It's the generations right outside of Gen X that kind of lean toward Gen X. I just find that curious to say the least. Crash, hey Crash, thank you, man. Welcome to the True Elite, Crash. Gen X Things membership. And remember, again, tomorrow morning we have a video starting at live stream starting at 6 a.m. We're going to talk about ancient technology, Crash. So yeah, you're invited to that. Thank you very much, Crash. I appreciate it. Yeah, Melody. Well, again, that's the thing with Gen Z. They're lonely. Now, I don't know how each of one of y'all are, but I've spent a lot of time alone, but I've just never really felt loneliness. I don't, I just haven't. I don't know. Maybe it's something wrong. Maybe I need medication and it would fix that in my head so I could be lonely. I don't know. I'm just comfortable by myself. I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of Gen Xers are like that. Not to say we don't like our friends and our family and stuff, but if we find ourselves alone, oh, we're okay with it, you know. Now, after losing a close loved one that you spent a lot of time with, you know, that's a different story. But you know, just being alone, I think if they did that poll for loneliness in Gen X, I think the percentage would be a lot lower. Gen Z feels a lot of loneliness, and it's due to their own decisions a lot of times. Leftover spaghetti for breakfast, Hurst? Hell yeah, dude! Breakfast of champions. Middle and late Gen X, MJ, your cousins. Okay, so you know you know how we roll. Passing the grape. Oh, vape. Okay. Yeah, yeah, Roz. Everybody wants to be Gen X until it's time to do Gen X shit. Yeah. Yeah. 67, 100% Gen X. Yeah, Rusty. All right, cool. We'll see you then, Crash. Yeah, it's really cool conversation. I'm really enjoying it. Giant pillars in Baalbek. Yeah, yeah, I did. But tomorrow I was going to start talking about Gobekli Tepe and all the stuff that discovery implies and what's been said about it, what the mainstream said about it. Hearst. That's how I was going to kick off the conversation. When I've had time this week, I've been reading up on it. Yeah, who wants to be lonely on purpose, Roz? And that's I keep going back to that, and I keep going back to it because it's true. It's like people are looking for reasons to be miserable, you know? And it's really weird. It's strange to me. I don't want to be miserable, you know? I'm not going to make up things like microaggressions and shit, you know, stuff like that to be miserable. If I want to make something up, it's going to be some good shit, you know? Gnarly. You know, that shit's gnarly. Yeah, that's not microaggression and this kind of shit. It's like they're actively seeking out misery. They want to be offended by everything. They want to be victims. I just cannot understand the mentality. Yeah, cursive math and English, Jeff. Yeah, dude. The year everything fell apart, Christopher, 1968. Yeah, Rusty, me too. A lot. Yeah, I would say a lot of times I prefer it. Your inner demons keep you company, Hurst. Yeah, Melody. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. If I could if I could be surrounded by other common sense Gen Xers, yeah, I'd never be alone. Yeah, I'd hang out with y'all all day. You know, we could talk about shit. But we can here. You know, that's probably the best thing about the internet because it can bring people together who are like-minded, and that's what we're doing, but not necessarily in a echo chamber sort of way. We're like-minded in a way that we're open-minded. You know, um, we think about stuff, and that's our commonality. We think about everything and question everything, including what each other are saying. You know, and that's okay. That's matter of fact, I would argue that that's the way it should be. It shouldn't, everything else should be questioned. Uh, Questioning everything is the only thing that shouldn't be questioned. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. That's the way I feel about that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, having said that, tripwire, that I've never felt loneliness. Um, I've only been married once, and I'm still married to my wife. You know, if you know if heaven forbid she found her glasses and finally saw me and ran out the door and left me, then I would probably be lonely. Without my wife, I would be lonely, I'm sure. But that's the only thing that I can see that would make me feel actually lonely. Yeah. All right, Robert. Yeah. I moved all over the place when I was a kid. So I grew up constantly losing friends and making new ones and then losing friends. I didn't get I want to say advantage or opportunity. Opportunity is a good word, not advantage, because the way I lived was an advantage in some ways, but didn't get the opportunity to grow up in one place and have childhood friends, all through my teenage years and all that. I don't even remember the kids' names of from kindergarten or the first grade or those people. I don't. They could walk right up to me and shake my hand, and I wouldn't know who the hell they were. Um, and that goes for most of the schools I went to. I only remember a few people here and there. You know what I mean? Throughout my life, and then I lost touch with all of them. So so I never really had close friends that I grew up with my whole life, or even many number of years. You know what I mean? So it was a constant loss there as far as friends go, and family too. Moving around like that, you'd hang out with your cousin for a few months, and you'd start palling around, and then all of a sudden you'd be gone. So, you kind of get callous to that, and that's probably a lot of what I am. More just callous to loss, more numb to that, just because of the way I grew up. Yeah, trip the hell I just said Gobekli Tepe. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit I'd like to talk about there. Most people who are married and live together are miserable. Crash. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know that happens a lot. I'm probably just lucky as hell, Probably maybe I'm just lucky that me and my wife get along so good. Or either that or she's just very, you know, um she's a very special person to be able to put up with me, like 1 in 10 million or something. I was just lucky to find her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Roz, that's what I'm saying. If my wife weren't here, I would be lonely. Um, because with me and her have such a great relationship and stuff. So small circle of friends. Crash. Yeah. Emily, what's up, Emily? Glad to see you here. Oh, okay. Most older Gen Zs can't stand the younger Gen Zs. That's not surprising, Emily. Yeah, that's not surprising. And Emily is living proof that there are decent common sense people among that generation. So when we talk about Generation Z, I'm not talking about every single one of them, but there are broad statements that can be made about the generation overall. You know, your circle of friends is a triangle, Hurst. You remember your friend's phone number from grade school, Michelle. That's awesome. Yeah, see, I'd have had to remember literally probably 1,000 numbers. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I couldn't do that. Oh, okay, Roz. Yeah. Well, the best of luck with that, Roz. I truly hope you do find someone who fits, as well with you as I have. And I was lucky, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was lucky. So, oh, you met your wife at age 7? Ah, that's awesome, Tripwire. Yeah, that's awesome. I love to hear those kind of stories. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Robert, I'm at the same point. Yep. I want to and y'all have heard me say this a lot of times, I want to just detach myself from the system, every system, the system at large, you know, not in a tree hugging, granola twig crunching save the planet kind of way, just as a detestation. I detest the system, the government, and I want to extract myself from it in every way possible. All right, Emily, that's awesome. Yeah, I hope y'all have a long, happy marriage. Only been married once, Shannon. Yeah, me too. I got married late in life, and been married ever since. Happily single for almost a decade. 9 years to heal a broken heart. Yeah, Hurst. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I got lucky. I could have gotten married earlier, and it's not like I made some kind of conscious decision. I'm not going to marry until I meet the right. I might have married some crazy person, but I just didn't. That's just the way shit panned out, and I ended up marrying my wife, so I got real lucky. Okay. Yeah, Melody. Yep. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, numbness comes from the badasses that want to hurt you. Oh, that's cool, Jeff. Yeah, same friends from elementary to college. That's awesome, dude. Oh, okay, Emily. That's awesome. Yeah. Your wife and you were best friends, Raziel. Yeah, that's how me and my wife are. Yeah, Crash. Yep, they can't afford to leave each other because of the economy. Yep. The joint comes back faster, Michelle. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Louisiana, Jeff. Yeah, y'all got some good food over there. I'm not gonna lie. I love Louisiana food. What is anybody got advice for a mom living with a millennial tech nerd? I don't have any. I have no reference point. It's not a gift, Michelle. Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. Sniz, what's up, Sniz? Yeah, YouTube won't let you comment on Civil War, Sniz. And that's a crazy thing. All right, I'm going to tell y'all something. Sniz just reminded me of something with YouTube censorship and stuff. Okay. Now, check this out. Tell me what y'all think of this. I don't lose subscribers. All right. If I'm not gaining subscribers, it just goes, my line is just flat, right? Okay. Say I have any number, 1,000 subscribers. I stay at 1,000 subscribers. I'll stay there until I start gaining subscribers. That is the only time I lose subscribers, is when I'm gaining them. I'll gain four and then lose three, then gain five and then lose two, and then it'll go like this, right? Um, and that happens every time. It never fails. I never lose subscribers until I start gaining them. Never have I gone a stretch of a couple weeks where I said something stupid that everybody hated and I lost a bunch. Never. It's either going up and down like that, or it's flat. Going up and down or flat. So can anybody explain to me why the only time I lose subscribers is when I'm gaining them? And but then you add into the mix that people have told me that YouTube has unsubscribed them and they've had to go in and find me. So this, we have this kind of shit, the censorship, the people being unsubscribed without their consent, without their knowledge, and this kind of shit, and you see the manipulation. Okay. And I'm not joking at all when I tell you that the only time I lose subscribers is when I'm gaining them. I never just start a downtrend on subscribers, because I'm not up here saying a bunch of dumb shit that it's completely off the wall. I've never changed, you know, to a completely different view, and people said, well, this guy, I don't agree with this guy's whole thing. He's just a fake fraud. I thought I was subscribing to one thing, and it turns out to be another. I've never done that. So there's been no reason to lose a bunch of subscribers. So I never have. But the only time I lose them is when I'm actively gaining them. And that really, I mean, I'm still gaining subscribers. I'm not bitching about it. I'm just asking, does that seem odd to anybody else? Or am I just being being a little too, do I have my tinfoil hat on a little too tight? You know what I mean? Rattlesnake survivor, Tomcat. Actually, I got a story about a dude got bit by a rattlesnake in my older videos, my crazy parents videos. Yeah. Have a thick skin, dog karma. Yeah, I have sniz. I have gone on Rumble. I posted a whole bunch of stuff on Rumble. I've got tons of content on Rumble, but the only subscribers I pick up on Rumble is spam shit. That's the only ones. Every time I get a subscriber, they'll message me, DM me, telling me that they can help me. They just want. It's just a grift. Every one of them are grifters, almost 90%, I would say. Not every single one. Yeah, I've tried Rumble. There's just no, it's just a pain in the ass. Posting content to two platforms, and uh, and it's not worth the hassle of keep going over there and reading spam. It's just a pain in the ass. Yeah, censorship is high connecting the rabbit holes. All right, 6:03. So we'll wrap this up. Thank y'all for showing up, talking trash about Gen Z and boomers. We threw boomers in there. We can't talk shit about other generations without throwing boomers in the mix, right? We can't let them get through an episode unscathed, can we? All right. So, thank y'all for showing up and hanging out with me. A reminder again for all of you members and all of you who want to be members and join that conversation. Our members video live stream will be tomorrow at 6 a.m. We're talking about ancient technology, fascinating subject. I love the hell out of it. So everybody's invited to that. Also, tomorrow afternoon is our 2-hour episode. It'll be Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's a great episode. That's probably the ancient technology and the 2-hour episode are probably my two favorite episodes. They're awesome. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and on almost a daily basis. I know some of you are here almost every single day. So thank you so much for your support, whether it's through memberships or just your time. I appreciate all of it very much. So thank you very much. Let's see. And don't forget again about the other channels I have in the description below this video: Crash Talks Media, Living and Active, Just Another Guy in the Woods. So check them out if you would, and give them a subscribe if you enjoy their content. Support fellow Gen Xers. I'd appreciate that as well. So thank you for that. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, let's see who we're gonna give away. Oh no, I gotta say goodbye. Yeah, Tomcat, Tripwire, Melody, Michelle, Rusty Doob, Mr. Hurst, Just Another Guy in the Woods, Jeff Boyardee, Jeff 7, Crash Talks, MJ, Living and Active, Tripwire, Robert, Oliver Rust, Emily. Who else we got? Sniz, can't forget Sniz. AWOL, our new member. Thanks to Raziel. Thanks again, Roz. Dog Karma. Let's see, who else we got here? Did I say Shannon already? I think I said Shannon. Shannon deserves 2 goodbyes, though. Hanging with Christopher. Who else? I know I didn't get everyone already. Brian Edwards. Hey, Brian. Hi and goodbye, Brian. You snuck in here on me earlier. I was running my mouth when you showed up. Did I say Rusty Doob already? Rusty Doob. All right. I think I may have gotten everybody this time. Did I? Wayne Beatty. Can't forget Wayne Beatty. Dread Assembly. No, I didn't get everybody. Connecting the Rabbit Holes. All right. I already said MJ. Okay. Well, if I didn't call out your name, I apologize, but goodbye to you as well. Also, to anybody watching on TV or who doesn't participate in the conversation, goodbye to you. Thank you very much. And now for everyone's favorite part, I'm going to go ahead and get on to the spiel. So thank you very much. And I'm going to dedicate this spiel to Crash Talks, our absolute newest member of Gen X Thinks, and his channel over there, Crash Talks Media. So thank you very much, Crash. Have a good day. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. But I really appreciate all the support from the members out there. This is the members banner here, and I really appreciate these people. They support the channel directly through memberships, and it helps out a lot, so thank you very much to all the members. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.